Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how much do restaurants make for every dollar in sales. If this is your first time here, please make sure you subscribe down below. And if you like what you saw, make sure you hit the like button as well. A lot of people think that restaurants make a lot of money, and that is definitely not the case. There are some fast food restaurants where you may make high volume on smaller profit, and that's an awesome thing. But most independent restaurants do not make that kind of money. So let's look at how much money a restaurant makes for every dollar you purchase. We're going to start with the cost of goods. That's your inventory. That is the food you buy that's not cooked yet, the liquor you buy that you haven't created a cocktail with yet. That's the cost of goods. You have to have that inventory to be able to put out the product. The next thing we're going to look at is operating expenses. This is a very flexible number, but this includes all of your advertisement, all of your paper goods, all of your licensing, and there's a lot of licensing with a restaurant. You've got your liquor license, your health department license, et cetera, et cetera. Next is labor. Labor is 33%. Now, I do want to say a lot of people will say, oh, well, wait a minute, servers and bartenders, you can pay them under minimum wage. That is true. You have to guarantee minimum wage, but if you don't pay a good salary to your staff, you're going to have very high turnover. In addition, a kitchen could have up to 3 or 4 or 5 chefs or cooks working in there, and that can be very expensive. Again, you want good quality workers producing the food you're sending out. So labor is 33%. Your rent and mortgage should never be more than 10%. This makes the average expense for every dollar spent 95% or 95 cents for every dollar. And I know that might surprise a lot of people, and that just simply leaves the profit of being about 5 cents for every dollar spent. Now, the thing that makes this a little bit scary for most restaurant owners is you look back at operating expenses, that 19% doesn't necessarily include emergencies like your grill goes out or a stove, or you've got the refrigerator or freezer dies on you, or your air conditioning goes out, or tables get chipped and have to be replaced, or chairs break, or even more so, china and glassware, very expensive in the restaurant industry, and those break all the time. Silverware loves to find its way into a garbage can wrapped in a napkin. So there's so many expenses that can occur that you did not expect that would fall under that operating expense, which could just totally blow the 5% profit margin out of the water. This is why many restaurants fail in their first year or two. They don't realize that it's such a tight margin. Your budgets have to be so on track. Anyway, next time you go into a restaurant and you spend $10 on a great meal, realize that that restaurant's profit on that meal was only 50 cents. So keeping that in mind, you may say, oh, I'm not going to be so concerned now about paying $12 for a martini. Just to let you know, the way that they generally price the menu is by the cost of goods. So they look at that, and if they can run at about 30 to 35% cost of goods, they're going to be okay. Sometimes with some items, they actually have to have a higher cost of goods. With some items, they may even have it in the 20s because it's just a very economical item. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know this. I hope it informs you. I hope you have a little better idea now of, you know, how much profit a restaurant can actually make. If you did enjoy this and you got some information from it, again, please subscribe. Please click the like button, and we'll be looking forward to sending you some more information as well as some interviews coming up, and also some product demonstration for some of the things we use in a restaurant that you wouldn't maybe necessarily use at home. Anyway,